Hey, World Wide Web, Liam here from On the Men. Welcome back. Listen, there's few things I get excited about. Let's face it, we sell medical equipment, right? There's nothing too exciting about a bed, even when we made our own. But Arjohuntleigh, who is the king of lifts, I will debate this with anybody. It's not subjective, it's truth. Their lifts are just more technologically sound, easier to use, and they're true one-person lift. So they just came out with the Maxi 5. I love the Maxi Move. I was a little skeptical about the Maxi 5, but we brought it in. It just arrived, and listen, it's everything it says it is. Lighter remote. It's got an integrated scale on it now, so I'm gonna lift Maxi, and then we'll tell you how much she weighs. She's getting training for, same cradle. Positional cradle makes it easy to use. It allows the caregiver to tilt in space, which is really important. Most crane systems can't do that. Arjohuntleigh, I believe, has the patent on it. But this hub, the ability to move. Jake, if you come here really quick, like you see these two buttons here. This is totally new. You press these buttons, and it gives you motion assist. And you can hear it, so it's kind of moving, so it's not as heavy. Even on carpet, this is supposed to be better. Look at the casters. Caster locks, which used to be on the wheels. When they spun, you couldn't get to it. They put the caster locks on top. I'm telling you, the Swedish people know everything about lifts. This is the greatest lift I've ever looked at, used. We're gonna lift Maxi. I'm gonna show you how easy it is. The other thing we always love about the Arjo is the spreader for the legs is on the remote control. Spreads out. Power button's easier. Easy remove battery. Also has everything that the machine does on the machine itself, or you could use the remote. I like the remote. You can get closer to your patient or loved one when you lift them. Other cool thing is emergency drop button. God forbid power goes out, the battery malfunctions or anything like that. You pull this cord, they lower down nice and easy. So they have everything. This lift, when you compare it to any other Hoyer, there's no comparison. So I'm going to bring this in. This lift assist is unbelievable. I should have closed the legs, but I've never told anybody on here that I'm smart. No, the World Wide Web has never been preached to about how smart Liam O'Keefe is. But we're gonna open the legs. We're gonna bring it in. We're gonna get Maxi set up to lift. Maxi, who's a summer intern that is literally about to go back to school. When's your last day? This week, right?
Next week.
Next week. And Jake, who's on camera, Jake's this week, right? Jake's done this week. So
Friday,
we are losing some of the greatest people we've had in youth. All right, so when you bring this in, so you got your patient. I already put the sling on for speed. You bring this down. Now, one thing I got to say about all these lifts, or a crane like this, cradle like this, is you got to be careful. It could hurt somebody, but if you don't watch it. So right now I'm tilting it down so we can. You start with the legs. I always put the legs, and I always cross. Some people, this is certainly subjective and debatable, but I like to cross the lift. It kind of closes the gap because everything with the Arjohuntleigh is a divided leg sling, and therefore you just want to make sure that that the divided leg, the gap, if like this, the gap is like that. I'm always afraid somebody's going to fall through. If you close it, less likely a chance. In this situation, it's going to be very easy to do. And now you can take the remote. Once you put the legs on, right? You've got the divided leg sling on. Now you can bring up and actually turn this to tilt in space. The machine does the work of getting the sling underneath your patient or loved one nice and tight. It allows this to go back so that we can put this in on easier, bring it down. So putting the sling on is like the easiest thing in the world with a positional lift. So we got that side on. Now we got this side on. And now we're gonna lift Maxi. and we'll go from here to the bed. This is gonna kind of be a long video. There's nothing you can do. How you doing, honey? You okay?
Good.
Champ. All right, I'm gonna lift you up. Safe word is hippopotamus, as always. So up we go. As you can see, it's so nice and quiet. It's so comfortable and safe. This sling's a little big for Madzi. She's out of training. It's set to kilograms right now. So Madzi, I can't read your weight because I won't know what it is.
That's perfect.
So unlock, turn. So now at this point, I'm gonna bring her to the bed, right? Now that we have her up in the air, we're gonna close the legs for easier travel. Again, on the remote, so easy. Now, with motion assist, we're gonna press the 2 buttons, which are so easily placed, and it's, I don't know if it's AI, I don't know what it is, but when you press it, whether you're turning, going backwards or forward, it figures out the motion you're going and it assists you. So even this, you know, somebody with not a lot of strength is able to use this and use assist. So now I'm gonna bring Madzi over here. True one-person lift, as I said. I mean, you know, the other thing that has to be recognized, only a couple companies use clip sling. The difference between a clip sling and a loop sling is huge because there's no swaying. When you look at Madzi, no matter what I do with this machine, she doesn't sway anywhere. She's stuck, right? But now, the better part of that, when you're dealing with a patient that can't ambulate for themselves, right? The biggest concern is skin breakdown, mostly on the coccyx, but you got shoulder blades and you got heels as well. So, but the thing about using a regular lift is when you put her on the bed, him or her, your loved one, you put them down. Now you're twisting and turning and pushing and pulling to get into position. With the positional lift, I have the bed at about 30 degrees. I'm gonna put Madzi's tilt, so I'm gonna turn her sideways so I can go under the bed this way. And then I'm gonna tilt her at the same level that I have the bed, right? So this lift assist is amazing. I can't even believe this technology. Just the way it works. What is that noise? It's literally moving for me. So now that I got her in, I lock, right? So I have her. So I want to make sure she's middle of the bed, right? So unlock for a second, move her in further. Look at the list, dude. I guess you got to turn it off when you get closer to the bed or it'll just keep pushing. So now I've got her right where I want her. I can use this, and now I can take the positional and I can make it where I have her tilted exactly the same, at the same degree as the bed, right? So you can do that. And now you can just let her down. Right where you want her on the bed. All right, Mads, lay your head back. There she is. She's in bed. We can move her back to the chair again if we want to by just using the tilt and sitting her up, right? This lift has everything. The couple things that they've added, this motion assist is such a game changer for people that are going to use this to go from one surface to the other, because a lot of the complaints with the Maxi Move have been that it's heavy and turning it. The locks, the way that the locks are positioned on top are so useful. Everything about this is genius. I won't give you Madzi's weight in kilograms because, oh boy, Mads, got to get back to training. I love you. So that's it. That's the new Maxi Move 5. Greatest lift in the history of lifts. I personally think it's fact. I guess everything is subjective, but there's no lift that touches the ability for one person to move a patient from one surface to the other safely, securely, with the kind of care, the kind of precision, the kind of smoothness. Even the casters. Jay, come in here quick on the casters. See how thick and wide these casters are compared to a regular caster? It makes moving it so much simpler. And then now with the assist, forget it. Greatest lift on the planet. Hey, World Wide Web, thanks for stopping in today. Maxi Move 5, much more expensive than a regular lift, but it's also one person instead of two people. So gives the person more independence as far as having a one caregiver instead of two. If you do the math quick, there's a lot of savings in that. Thanks again. Put her back on the chair. Again, same thing. So easy to put the person down exactly the way you need to, because you can put her, make sure she's all the way back. You can use this to pull up a little bit. Right back in their chair, comfortable, safe, easy to use. Arjohuntleigh, you guys nailed this. World Wide Web, thanks for showing up today. Madsy, good job as always.
I love you.